I'll, I'll say that Sierra Metals is about mining company in production. We have three mines in operation, two of them in Mexico, in the state of Chihuahua, and one in Peru, in the highlands at 4,700 meters above sea level. We have a very strong cash position, and our biggest strength is that each one of our mines have a very strong brownfield potential for development. And as a matter of fact, for the last 3 years, we have been growing our resource base just based on brownfield exploration, which is the lowest cost way to increase reserves and resources. There we go. That's a disclaimer. I already spoke about this one, and also that one. And this is our capital structure. On the right-hand side, you can see our major shareholders. This is our exploration efforts. As you see, a lot of meters drilled, 83,000 in 2017, about 71,000 this year, and furthermore, 333,000 estimated for our long-term strategy. And that's because we know we have a very good brownfield potential. These are the three operations we have: Yauricocha, Volibear, and Kusi. Yauricocha producing right now at a rate of 3,000. It's a polymetallic play, and just in the first 3 months of 2018, the cash flow generated by Yauricocha is 24 million, 4.7 for Volibear, and negative for Kusi, which is in a ramp-up mode. In the case of Volibear, again, 3,000 tons per day copper operation, and in Kusi, 650 tons per day silver operation. This is our financial position, and I would like to highlight the last column, where we see the revenue for the first 3 months in 2018, and our cash flow before movements of working capital of $27 million. Our net debt in $41 million. And our net debt ratio with a net debt to cash flow is 0.4 times. This is some of our production and costs compared to our guidance. On the left-hand side, the first 3 months of 2018, we're doing very well in terms of production in zinc, copper, and silver. And in terms of cost, the only mine that remains to come into the guidance situation is Kusi, because it's a ramp-up situation. As we increase the throughput, the costs will get into the guidance area. This is the Eureka Mine, 70 years in operation. However, very little exploration to the north of the property, and that's where we're capitalizing our growth. In other words, we're doing a lot of exploration towards the north side of the property. This is our land position, 18,000 hectares. We produce three types of concentrates. As I indicated, it's located very high in the Andes, a rough climate. It's a deep mine, and we just more than doubled our reserves last year. This is some of the production and costs. On the right-hand side of the table, you see the results for the last 3 months, for the first 3 months of 2018. And further to the right, you see that our revenue comes 53% from zinc and and 19% from copper, and 16% from lead. This is what I was talking about. On the bottom side of the left-hand side is the central mine, which is the traditional mine that that has been mined and operated in Yauricocha. But with the arrival of Sierra Metals, we started focusing on the north side, and we had a new discovery in 2016 in the Esperanza zone, and we continued to open up the mine and discover more ore bodies like Cuerpos Pequeños and Contacto Oriental, and also the Cachi Cachi area. One nice feature that we have on the site, on the operating perimeter, is that there are 3 major faults intersecting in the area, and that's a very promising area for exploration and resource development. This is a section of our reserves in 2016, and this is the same section in 2017, 134 increase in reserves. The life of the mine doubled, and as you can see, most of the reserve increases at depth, and some of the structures at depth are widening, and therefore we believe that they are trying to merge at depth, which is very good for us and for the operation. This is the reason why we focused all our exploration efforts at depth in Yauricocha, and all the infrastructure associated with exploiting these resources has to accompany the exploration efforts. And this is the regional view of Yauricocha, where you see the central mine area right at the center. That circle at the center is the area where we are currently mining and expanding. But we have other targets within our property that we know have metal values because we have done some geochemistry, and what we need to do now is additional geophysics and drilling. This is our Volibear Mine in the state of Chihuahua, 100% owned by Sierra, 3,000 ton capacity, annual production of about 18 million pounds of copper equivalent. The reserve life, 7 years, which is published a technical report, 43101 on this mine, and on the right-hand side we can see the probable, indicated, and inferred resources. This is some of the production and costs, and so this year the mine is right on budget, and their cost is below budget. So very good year for Volibear in terms of costs, and we are trying to take this mine from the current 3,000 into 3,600 by first quarter of next year, and then to 5,000. This is where we're growing Volibear. On the bottom of this slide, you see the current area being mined. It's called El Gallo. However, the extensions of this mine lay in Volibear Northwest and Volibear West. We're driving ramps as we speak in these areas because we have identified ore via drilling, and now we're doing infill drilling, and we want to bring this ore into production by early next year. This is a geophysical study that we've run in the area, and some exploration drilling. The exploration drilling basically gave us an average of 2.55 equivalent copper in the area, with an average true width of 9.1 meters in the structures that were intercepted. And this is where we're doing all the infill. The Kusa Mine. Kusa Mine went through a reinterpretation of the geology. In the early days of Kusa, we were mining in the higher areas near surface, where ore was oxidized, and our recoveries were not that good. Since then, we put a lot of emphasis in developing the Santa Rosa de Lima structure. which is right here at the bottom of the slide. So last year we drilled about 30,000 meters just in that red squared shaped box that you see there, and we proven some resources. And subsequent to that, we drove a ramp into the area, and we are currently mining from Santa Rosa de Lima directly to our mill. In last year, we identified resources with 372 grams per ton silver equivalent and a true width of 3.8 meters. And this is the story of Sierra Metals, a diversified asset-based, very strong growth story based on our brownfield potential and a very solid financial position. Thank you.